We received an urgent call for help. An exhausted and helpless pregnant dog was lying on the dusty ground of a construction site, surrounded by the chaos of machinery and workers. It was clear that her condition was serious, and the hostile environment only intensified her suffering. Mabel, as we later called her, was there alone, vulnerable, with no one to offer her shelter or comfort. Without hesitation, our team mobilized. Every second counted because we knew that at any moment she could go into labor. When we arrived at the site, the scene was heartbreaking. The poor dog was covered in ticks, her skin was covered in dirt, and her eyes reflected fear and exhaustion. We carefully removed the parasites that were tormenting her and wrapped her in a warm blanket. Soon after, we took her for a comforting bath, something she probably hadn't experienced in a long time. The warm water seemed to calm her, and her sad eyes began to shine a little brighter. After this initial moment of relief, we knew we had to act quickly because Mabel was about to give birth. So we transferred her to a loving foster mother, a safe place where she could bring her babies into the world. The birth began shortly after we arrived. Mabel, even after all the trauma and stress she had experienced, showed incredible strength. The first puppy was born, followed quickly by the second and third. Emotion overcame us all as the little ones arrived, one after the other. We counted each birth, and with each new puppy, Mabel demonstrated an admirable maternal instinct, licking each one and making sure they were okay. And then, we reached the 8th puppy. It seemed like the labor was over. Mabel was exhausted but calm, surrounded by clean blankets and her newborns, ready for a new beginning. However, as always, life surprises us. The next day, while checking again, we found a surprise. The 9th puppy had been born. Unfortunately, the little one did not survive. He passed away peacefully in his sleep, while his siblings and mother continued to fight for their lives. It was a moment of deep sadness for all of us. Mabel, however, continued to be a dedicated and attentive mother, caring for the 7 puppies that were still under her protection. The days passed, and Mabel gradually adapted to her new reality. At 20 days old, she no longer resembled the dog we had found at the construction site. Now, Mabel lived surrounded by love and affection, in a routine that gave her the peace she deserved. For times a day, she took long walks around the farm, feeling the fresh air and enjoying the freedom she had never known before. Her day began early, at 6 a.m., when she had a hearty breakfast, and ended at night, at 9 p.m., when she was ready to sleep, resting for the next day. As a nursing mother, she had large meals 3 times a day to ensure that she had enough energy to care for her rapidly growing puppies. At 50 days old, Mabel's little puppies were ready for the next phase of their lives. Now healthy and full of energy, they were about to be adopted into loving and caring homes. Each of them had developed a unique personality. Some were more playful and cheeky, while others were more reserved and shy. But they all had one thing in common. They were happy and healthy, a result of the care and love they had received from day one. They played, slept, and explored the world around them with the innocence and joy that every puppy should have. Finally, at 70 days old, Mabel and her puppies were ready to embark on a new journey: adoption. The day of farewell was full of emotions. One of the puppies, little Atticus, found a wonderful family where he would be surrounded by love and affection for the rest of his life. The joy of seeing each puppy go to a loving home was indescribable. And Mabel? Our dear Mabel also had her happy ending. The dog who was once abandoned, dumped in a truck yard, helpless and on the verge of collapse, was now living in a safe and loving home. Today, Mabel lives a life of peace and happiness. She, who was once treated like trash, is now treated with the respect and affection she always deserved. Her puppies are also thriving in their new homes, surrounded by love and care. Mabel's story shows us the transformative power of compassion, dedication, and love. And for that, we are immensely grateful to everyone who supported us on this journey. Mabel and her puppies now have a bright future ahead of them, and this was only possible thanks to the collective effort of everyone who believed that they deserved a new chance.